First game of the Phil Johnson era after Johnson was named interim head coach replacing Tim Floyd, but to make it a successful debut, Johnson's Miners would have to beat arch-rival New Mexico State. Looked good early for UTEP. Miners bolted out to an 11-5 lead, and the Miners did show signs of life in the first half. Omega Harris hits the smooth J. Paul Thomas says, I can do that too. But the Miners offense could not sustain the momentum. Tyrus Smith shakes, bakes, but doesn't bake long enough. And Mexico State would go on a run of its own, 24-5, and by halftime it was all Aggies. Wouldn't get any better for the Miners in the second half either. UTEP would have needed the U.S. Army to repel into the Haskins Center armed with more than T-shirts to take this game. Though again, there were flashes. Paul Thomas working the high-low with Tyrus Smith. Nifty sequence here as Isaiah Osborne bats that one back to Harris. The miss, but underneath Tyrus Smith, the rebound and the putback. But NMSU really strutted its stuff in the second half. City and Deer to Oñate high zone. Johnny McCants right there. Sean Buchanan from the outside. Keon Jones shows you how to do the shake and bake. He can do it from beyond the arc. Two, an Aggie whip around, and the Aggies are up by 23. Miners would reel that in a bit, mainly behind Paul Thomas driving the baseline for the layup. And off the steal, Thomas, nifty step. But how about Endear? Wide open path to the bucket for the slam. And A.J. Harris to Endear. And A.J. Harris to McCants, who certainly McCann. Miners fans sadly looking for other forms of entertainment in the Don Haskins Center. Or out of the Don Haskins Center, as the case may be. You get the point. NMSU rolls the Miners by 20, 80-60 to move to 5-1 in the season, sending the Miners to 1-6. Ags crushed UTEP in the glass, also out-rebounding the Miners by 20, 45-25. Everywhere you looked, there were problems. After the game, Johnson said it was a learning experience as the coaching staff tried to shake loose some buckets.
We tried to get a little more aggressive offensively because we've been offensively challenged. We haven't scored the ball very well, and so we wanted to be aggressive, and we interpreted that the wrong way. We interpreted that, which I'm not surprised by that we shot it very quickly. A lot of poor shots, a lot of quick shots, and those shots didn't fall. You know, we had Dominic Artis last year. Many games would have 8, 9, 10 assists. Our whole team had 4. So the ball's not moving enough, and we're not sharing the ball enough.
The Aggies are still settling in under new coach Chris Jans, too, and this was not a particularly clean game.
You know, we were sloppy with the ball tonight, just unforced errors. You know, they pressed late, but not a lot earlier, and we had a bunch of turnovers. We had 2 assists, 11 turnovers. I think we're in a good place. You know, our practices are getting better. Even in the grind season, you know, we're in the midst of playing a bunch of games, but I feel like we're still having quality practices and we're getting better on the daily basis. And certainly if you'd have told me before the season started with our schedule, if we were 5-1, I'd take it.
But New Mexico State sweeps the series for the 3rd straight season. Miners haven't beaten the Aggies since November of 2014. Next up, a renewal of an old WAC rivalry. UTEP hosts New Mexico at 7 o'clock Saturday night. I'm Duke Keith. That will do.